was Jason. I'll get back to that Sara Lee store again. I would never go in there, but I saw his coffee again. So I go in, and instead of looking at the shipper right in the door, which is the only reason I was going to Sara Lee, because they have a lot of stuff that's going to have to be refrigerated or frozen and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, so instead I start walking around the whole thing. Now, the thing's shaped like a horseshoe. It's got like a counter in the middle, and you kind of walk around like in a circle around the outside, and then you end up over by the cash register. So I walked around and looked at everything, didn't pick up a single thing. But when I got to the other side by the cash register, there was another cardboard shipper of that same coffee. And so I knelt down so I could get a better look at them. And I started picking out my several things of coffee. I think I picked out about 3 of them. And I stood up and I put them on the counter. And, behind my, kind of my peripheral vision, I could see that there was a lady there, and then she left, and then a guy came and took her place at the register just as I walked up. And I reached out these to pay for him, and you probably already figured out who it was. It was Jason. And I look at my watch, and it's 3 o'clock to the exact minute. It's exactly 12 hours from the time that God gave me what to pray for. The Holy Spirit interceded according to his will to put me to be able to see God. Of course, I'm overwhelmed. He's looking at me like, what are you doing here? He goes, what do you do? I said, oh, you're not going to believe this, because I'd been telling them Jesus stories, and here he's right in the middle of one. I said, we've got to talk. And so I got his information, and I went on to church. Of course, that night, I am telling anybody who will stand still long enough to hear a little shorter version than this, but the excitement, was just God. Totally God.